So I need to raise money in order to save my ass from these state taxes out of nowhere that came up out of nowhere. So people come out, we're supportive of Phil, let's cheer, let's tip. They do it, great. Now I'll get past the state taxes, but now federal tax. Oh, now you owe more because you made more money.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm about to tell you the actual truth. However, there's still people who aren't going to believe it. There's still people who will never be satisfied no matter what I tell you, all right? They're going to say I lied. They're going to say this is bullshit, right? And so this is only for those who actually are capable of like rational thought and considering the truth and things like that, okay? Us people with intelligent brains that work, that are hinged properly, right? We're screwed in correctly. All right, you already know I have a history of spending money on mobile games. I've already admitted it, okay? Everything that I said in that segment on stream was a lie. Literally every time someone asked me about WWE Champions, I lied. Wow. I didn't expect that. Every single fucking time. Because to me, my personal spending, things I was doing off stream, was no one's business. Okay? And every time someone brought it up, I'm like, this is so stupid. This is dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I just lied to get it out of the way. And I tried so hard for so long to lie about it, to get people to just forget about it. But I forgot, well, not really forgot, but I definitely underestimated the anal nature of these people who stalk me. All right. A couple things they outright got me on, like, for example, the Discord thing. I had no idea about any of that. I was incredibly ignorant, okay, of all of it. I didn't know any of that shit. So I had no clue that they could like track a Discord versus like numbers on your name and shit like that. So, you know, for me, here's the thing. You really, if you're a person who's coming to my stream and you just want to watch the content and have fun, do you want to hear about this shit? My fans did not care about me playing WWE Champions. My fans did not care about any of that shit. All right. When I was doing a fundraiser for a week to pay taxes, yeah, that's literally what it was. Yeah, there was some misspeaking and things over time about exactly directly where the money was going, but it was because I was kind of desperate for that week, you know. The WWE Champions thing, 100%. Again, I just always lied about it because I thought it wasn't important. It was just something that my detractors were trying to do. Because again, they tried to get me time and time again over the years. So many times for stupid shit. That wasn't true. They had finally found one stupid little thing that they got me on, right? So I'm going to tell you this, the truth now. But again, many of you are not going to believe it. I can't make you believe it. And I'm gonna open up for the first time about this topic ever right now here tonight. And some of you, if this is it for you and you can't take it and you want to leave and you're not gonna come back, I can't stop you. All right, I can't. It's too much work. I can't. For those who've been here through this journey with me, my 16 years as a content creator, this crazy month I just had of resurgence, you know, I would hope that the things that people have been saying to me are true, that you don't care about my past and the shit that I was doing, you know, that was stupid and bad, because I admit it was stupid and bad, okay? All right, so, ready? Admission number one. Yes, the They Call Me DSP account in WWE Champions is my account, okay?
Like,
That's admission number one. It is. It always was,
whoa.
okay? Now, it was very stupid of me to name it They Call Me DSP. You might say, why was he so dumb to name that account that? Because when I opened it in 2017, when the game launched, I didn't think anyone was going to ever give a fuck about my mobile game spending. I had already played games such as Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Supercard, WWE Supercard, and others as well. Like, for me, it was like, who cares? Like, who would ever give a shit? I had already publicly posted and talked about playing those games, spending money on them and shit. So I never in my wildest dreams thought that it would ever blow up in the way that it did, okay? So what ended up happening was the game came out, 2017? And I barely played it that hardcore, like the first year or so, I would say. It wasn't until the second year where the game actually got like redesigned to be more serious of a game. And so then it kind of warranted more time, more spending, etc. Well, I played it for what? It came out in 2017. I think about year 1 or 2, like a year in, 2 years in, it got, you know, to the point where everyone wanted to form guilds and factions because big events were being based in the game around that. So that's when I joined my first faction. And I was, you know, playing along with the faction. At the time, I was low. I wasn't, you know, I didn't have a good account or anything. They were teaching me along the way on how to play the game and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I don't remember. The time frame is going to be completely wrong in my head. I can't tell you times of anything because I don't know, because I never tracked it. Eventually, after being with this group for a while, I became one of the leaders of the faction, okay? So, and then I was with them probably a year more, okay? And so, of course, there's going to be like, there was Discord, chats and things like that. There never was an issue with any of this. Never. And then all of a sudden, somehow, someone had discovered that there was a WWE Champions name of my name. And I guess what it is someone who played the game knew how the accounts worked or whatever, and they did money. And they said, he spent thousands of dollars on the game, right? Based on some calculation that they had made. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what it is because I don't watch my detractors shit, okay? And I'm not here to tell you I didn't spend money on the game. I absolutely have spent money on WWE Champions, okay? A good amount of money on WWE Champions over the years. I'm here to fess on this, right? This is the big moment, correct? What ended up happening was my detractors, seeing that there was this name that said they call me DSP and had spent money in the game, went on this insane stalker spree, basically trying to get me like banned from the game, all right? What they found is that obviously the makers of the game don't care that I have haters online. They don't give two fucks. Anything for this, right? So the attempt to like get to the company and shit, no one cared, right? So what they ended up doing is they started actually sending in clandestine people into the servers, like the Discord chat, the clan that I was in, the faction I was in, to join and then start tracking conversations, trying to get all this information. Eventually what happened was, I guess, a detractor literally made shit up. They had made a fake Discord conversation between me and the actual guy who had like founded this faction I was in. It was some weird, I can't even remember what it was, but basically it was like a fake conversation between me and this person saying that like he had agreed to do all kinds of favors and shit if I kept spending money on the game. Like it was a weird conversation, right? But basically they doxed the guy. Like they put it on Kiwi Farm, all right? So because the guy had gotten doxed, now it had escalated. It's not just, oh, they're trying to talk to the company to get my account, kicked. They're not just having trolls join the server. They had doxed the leader of faction I was in. And he confronted me about it. I'm like, dude, I have nothing to do with this. It's messed up that it happened. I'm really sorry, but obviously I can't control these people for what they're doing or whatever. And all along, I'm denying to the faction that I'm this streamer. I'm like, no, I'm not that streamer. That's not me. Well, what ended up happening was, even though I had been in that faction for like 1-2 years, I don't remember the time frame again. I don't have that data. They kicked me from the faction. And that's terrible. That's such a terrible thing. Okay, they outright just kicked me from the faction and said, fuck you, get out, okay? After kicking me from the faction, now I had already invested like 2 years into the game, and I didn't want all that time investment and money investment to go to waste, so I went around looking for other factions, and that's when you could see this TJ Gamebox or whatever, who says that I joined his faction, right? And then all of a sudden, my trolls were following me around from faction to faction, joining the faction as well, just to track, information, to see how much money was being spent, to basically dox the other people in the faction. So I probably joined and got kicked out of 2-3 different factions as a result of this. After all that happening, I was fed up. Is there a way around this? Is there a way that I could just like protect my identity in the game? Well, the game doesn't let you change your name, all right? So I did actually at one point, I reached out to the people who ran the game and I said, is there a way we could change my name so that no one would know that I'm this person, and then they stop harassing everyone around me? Because listen, I want to keep playing your game. I've invested time and money into it. I can't. Everywhere I go, these people are harassing and doxing everywhere I'm involved in. The company, who owns the game, who makes the game, we can see if we can change your name or whatever. I can't remember the exact specifics of how it all went down. But to make a long story short, they are so dumb, all right? I explained to them, the timing of everything. Like, here's how you do it. What I will do is I will quit a faction that I'm in, all right? You change my name when I'm out of a faction. Now there's no way to track me because no one knows where I am. Then I could join a new faction. They idiotically changed my name before the time we had agreed to, so everyone saw the name change. I was still in the faction. People were still tracking the account, and they saw the name change. They fucked it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? All right? So at this point now, it's like, there's no way at all that I'm going to be able to play this game because everywhere I go and everything I do, these people are going to be tracking it or whatever. So after a series of months kind of laying low, I think like a month or two, I didn't even have a faction. And then I tried to join a couple other factions and they kept following me around these factions. Eventually, I just gave up and I said, I'm never going to be able to play this game ever again. I've got a lot of shit invested in this game, okay? Now, I'm going to leave it at that for now. We're going to go back to there. Now I'm going to tell you the part of the story absolutely nobody fucking knows whatsoever, all right? As of today, I don't have any control or ownership of that account anymore. At the times when I was like desperate for money and shit was going down, I sold the account, all right? And you might say, well, how is that possible? Well, you may not think it's possible because technically you shouldn't be able to sell an account, but I actually just alluded to this on a stream the other day. And I was wondering if anyone was going to pick up on this, but no one seems to have picked up on it. So the reason I knew you could sell an account was because when I was really, on the original account, before I'd even changed my name, there was another group in the game and they were called like the Haven, all right? And they were one of the top factions in the game. And one of the leaders of the Haven was retiring from the game after like 2-3 years of playing it. And they announced this publicly, we're retiring or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he retires. He publicly announces he's retiring, yet his account is still active. It's still being used in events. People are fighting against this account in events. Like, wait a minute, the guy retired. He made a big public thing about it. So how the hell is his account still working? So people knew that basically you could basically sell your account. Of course, there's no outright way to do it. So basically what I did, I reached out and I found that there was a market for this. There's third-party resellers. And what you do is you can give them certain criteria and information about the game, login accounts and things that would give them ownership of the account. And you could give that to them for money. And I sold it. All right. That was a few years ago. So I have not had any control over this account for years. That was the single worst thing I could have done. Because what I should have done, I should have just closed the account. Because if I just closed the account, even though people would have accused me of this for years and years, endlessly moving forward, it would have kind of went away. Right. But instead, I was like, man, I put so much time and money into this. I don't want to, I want to get something out of it. And I sold it like an idiot. And I hate that I did it now because now I literally have no control. I can't show you. And like, for example, people will show the account. I literally can't. And I haven't been able to for years because it's not my account anymore. I don't have ownership of it. I have nothing to show you to prove, they'd call me DSP and then the names that change, that last name was down for the Raptors. I can't show you anything. I mean, you got morons in the chat, really morons in the chat. Show proof of sale. You really think right now I'm going to open up a PayPal account and show you anything? I'm going to open up a bank account and show you anything? You're an idiot. No one would believe it anyway. They just say I photoshopped it or you know what I mean? I lied about this. I lied about that, right? You can believe my story or you cannot. In fact, you know what? I choose not to believe you. I don't believe you. Like Ron Burgundy says, I don't believe you. I choose not to believe you. All right. Here's what I will tell you. I still have the game, but I don't have it on that phone. I have it on my current phone. It's my personal account. That's a brand new account. Not brand new because I've been using it for a while. I've had this phone for a while, but you guys didn't know that because I never told you. This is not an iPhone, all right? I've had this phone for a while, and this is what I do everything on now for the business, and I have some mobile games on here. It's my personal shit, and it's my right to own my own personal shit, and if I want to play games and stuff on it, I fucking can. I've never had, well, I haven't had that account on an iPhone for a while. You know what I'm saying? It sucks because every time people call me out and I'm like, well, maybe I could prove, I can't prove it. I don't own it. I have no ownership over it. I have no way to do anything. And just to let you guys know, I have an iPad from ages and ages and ages ago. All right. It didn't work. Last night, I plugged it in and I charged it to 100%. I spent an hour trying to get back on the iPad. I got the iPad working. I said, holy shit. Maybe if I use the old ass information, I'll have a back door into the account. So I can bring it up tonight and show you guys on stream. Here's the account and it's not mine anymore, but here it is. Guess what? The iPad is so outdated, it doesn't run WWE Champions. You download the latest compatible version and when you go to play it, the game just crashes endlessly. And it's not just that, it's every game. Like I tried to open WWE Supercard, that crashes too. Like every game fucking crashes. Get anything. You know what I'm saying? I have no way to corroborate what I'm saying. But here's the thing. If everything I just admitted, right? If the account was not mine all along, why would I have just admitted what I just admitted to you? I'd have no incentive. I would just keep the story going that it's not my account. Okay? There was no reason for me to admit that. I'm admitting because it's the truth. It was my account. I did spend on it. The trolls harassed me out of the game. And after years of that, I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to sell it. And I got rid of it. And now I regret it because if I had just closed it, This whole saga would have been over years and years and years and years ago. But I fucked up. With that act of, oh, I want to get something out of this or whatever, you know.
The God just tipped me $1 and says, here's $1 because you still think that money is the end all and be all when it comes to life. You'll find out the hard way.
So I'm fessing up to all of you now, all right, that this is the truth of the matter. You don't have to believe me, and I know many of you won't, but that's the truth of the story, you know, that really happened. Now, in regards to all the other shit that's said right there about the bankruptcy and everything, I've had enough of that. Then what is wrong with the data? And it's funny because you could ask me, well, specifically, Phil, what is this line item and what was this expense? I don't know, all right? Literally all year I track my expenses of all kinds. Some of them are personal, some of them are business. I don't know. I track them all in like a big spreadsheet, and that goes to a tax attorney. And every year there's questions that shoot back at me, and I answer them all truthfully, and we do them. It's, you know what I'm saying? They're fine. There's no issue with my taxes. They're done properly. It was scrutinized by both a tax attorney, by both a bankruptcy attorney and a bankruptcy judge. We went line by line through all of it, and they were okay with it. So there's no issue. You understand? There never was an issue. This is something that's completely blown out of proportion by people who just don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm sorry. And that's, you know, no, I'm not going to open up fucking financial documentation. I'm not going to open up my bank account. I'm not going to open up apps and fucking ledgers. You're not getting that. All right. I want to know why I were to open up all of that documentation, show you line by line, all of that shit. So that's that. That's really it. There's nothing else to say. Now I'm done. Like, I'm literally done with it. I'm not going to talk about this again. I'm not going to waste time on it in the future because I told you the full story. Now, do I still play WWE Champions? Yes, I do. On my actual personal account, on my current phone, I play WWE Champions. You will never see that account because it is mine. And if I showed it, the detractors would nonstop try to get information about me and my new account on. And I'm not going to fuck around like that at all. You're never going to see that account ever. All right? You will see me once in a while, possibly playing WWE Champions on stream with the new account that I made just to play through my new PC and hang out with everyone on streams to do that. Okay? And that's it. All right? So that's the story. You don't have to believe it. Many people won't. The detractors who are here tonight will never, ever understand or believe the story. Do you see? So that's that. And I'm done with it. I'm not answering any more. If you actually come to me and ask me a question about WWE Champions, I'm going to say, watch part 3, the DSP Reacts, the June the King documentary on DSP Reacts. That's the answer. That's the truth. I'm done with you. I'm moving on. If you don't accept it, goodbye. Sorry for all the trouble that I caused you. I really am. I really made a big mistake when I decided to keep this going, to keep the lie going. It was a bad move. I should have just either completely fessed up or just deleted the account and got it over with. But instead, because I made this stupid choice to sell it to try to make some money to help myself, it screwed me over. It really did. It completely screwed me over. And I'm sorry that I lied to you for so long about this. I really am. Because it really should have been dumb. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense at all. But what's funny is, to this day, daily the detractors are tracking this account that apparently has been fine. You know, I couldn't find a place where I could go where my detractors wouldn't dox people. And apparently the account's still active because you see Duty making fucking videos about it. DSP spent $2,448 today. No, I did not. You idiot. You incredible moron. Maybe that person did, right? Maybe that person actually did who bought the account or from this third party. Because remember, like I said, I sold it to this place that they basically reassign accounts to buyers or whatever. I didn't sell it directly to a person, okay? So maybe that person found an account, and I don't know. I literally have nothing to do with it, nor do I care. All right? I'm done talking about it. You want to talk about us playing the game on stream? We can do that. That's fine. You want to talk about general knowledge of the game? Sure, I'll do that. I'm not talking about the past anymore. I'm done with it. So all these idiots, look, because you see how many detractors there are in the chat right now, and they're all just, you know, they're all fucking gray names. Oh, you're lying. I don't care about you. No, I don't care about you. Fuck you to all the shitheads out there who basically make a living defaming me every day with no or half information, speculation, controversial drama. Go fuck yourselves. You mean nothing to me. I was never going to win you over anyway. This is for the people who've been sitting around waiting for a very long time for some resolution. And I hope that this is some resolution for some people now so we can move on. And again, if this means that sadly some people can't accept the answer and they're not happy with it, and they want to fucking be angry with me or whatever, they have the right to do that. I'm sorry that I lied for so long about this account. I didn't think it was anyone's business or it should have been a big deal. I don't think it ever should have been made a big deal of. But you can't change the past. What you can do is move forward positively, and that's what I've been trying to do. If anything, this last month's of resurgence here has felt so positive and new. You know what I mean? It felt like a big, people telling me it doesn't matter. Just fucking tell the real story. So I will, right? And again, if there's no reason for me to not verify what I'm saying, I can't show you because I don't own the account. If I had it, I would show it to you right now. It's me. There'd be no point to not showing you it. Because I'm already telling you, yes, I spent a lot of money on the game in the past. Years, in those first 3-4 years? I don't even remember, again, the time frame. But basically, I quit because I gave up. I was like, I can't play it anymore. These people are fucking stalking me endlessly. Right? So I'm already telling you, I already have, right? Okay? Are we good?
A silly one to me $1 says, great gameplay. I consider this the newest day. It's like one newest day. That's not a word. I've gone down from the rafters. Okay. I consider this the newest day and I've gone down from the rafters. What?